All right. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Oof. Might be the last time. We might have to change up that intro a little. Somebody's days on Impact Wrestling television are numbered. Oh, just got done watching it. Just got caught up. What a wild and wacky episode. I gotta say, that's one thing about Impact Wrestling lately. Never a boring moment. I see people complaining about matches that are random or and don't belong on the show. They have no part. But for the most part, almost everything that they've been putting on TV is part of a storyline. And if it isn't, then it's it certainly is entertaining. Like the other week, they started out with a six-way X Division match. Okay, that maybe wasn't part of a storyline, but it sure as hell ain't boring. Jeez Louise, I don't understand what people are complaining about. I hear a lot of negativity out there, but hey, we're talking positive impact stuff over here on Smash This Podcast. We got some people in the chat room. Paul Nelson, happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Fall 20 or whatever you're celebrating this weekend. Jackson Parker is in here. I'm watching boxing. Why are you watching boxing? But hey, you're here, so I'm not going to complain. You can watch whatever you want while you're watching me. To each their own. So we are reviewing the 419 Impact Wrestling episode from last night. Aaron Jack. He's back. Are you streaming tomorrow? I watch everything. I don't know. I've got a lot of catching up to do, a lot of little news bits that I missed throughout this week. I might. I know the Shield has their last hurrah tomorrow night live on the network, so I might go live with that with a reaction kind of thing. I mean, it is kind of a big thing. Some people are poo-pooing on it, but whatever. Like I said, to each their own. That's going to be a big. That is legit the last hurrah. That's why they're doing it. So the final curtain call for the guys, whatever, So I might do that. We'll see. Critical Sting is in the chat. What's up? I enjoyed this episode more than I expected to. On paper, I didn't love the announced card. Yeah, that's the thing. You may look at what's on paper and then see it played out live or live on TV can be a whole lot more entertaining and a whole lot more exciting. And like I said, it's it tells its own story. Some of the stuff is going to catch people, some isn't. And that's not everybody is going to love everything on every episode. And that's, I'm that way too. Sometimes you're like, that was fun. Let's see what's next, But whatever, this was a pretty solid episode in my opinion. Aaron Jack says Impact Wrestling made up for Raw and SmackDown this week with awful superstar shakeup. Yeah, that was interesting. I'm not going to talk about that now, but I might talk about that next week sometime because I didn't talk about it at all, and I had planned to, and I didn't. So we'll see. I'm still trying to catch up on other stuff like MLW and whatnot. Way behind on that. Still want to watch oh, what the hell was that called? The Super Riots, whatever it was during WrestleMania weekend. I got to catch up on that too. But hey, let's talk about this episode from last night. 419 kicks off with Scarlett Bordeaux and Fala Ba versus the Desi Hit Squad. Rohit Raju and Raj Singh. And I want to hear your thoughts on this match too, because this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Styles is in the chat. What is up? This part of the show I was watching before I had to go run some errands. So I watched the first couple matches and that was about it. But I was watching this with my wife. Oh my goodness. Mrs. J Bone does not appreciate Scarlett Bordeaux. And I say that with an exclamation point. A big one, in fact. And she doesn't appreciate the ring gear that Scarlett Bordeaux is wearing to the ring. It's a little cheeky. I get it, not very conservative, looking pretty SMM at S&M ish, to say the least. But for the match itself, I thought it was a lot of fun. They're still doing this whole Scarlett Bordeaux versus the Desi Hit Squad. And yeah, there were some high points and some very fun spots in this match, like Scarlett Bordeaux doing a crossbody off the top rope to the outside on top of the squad. It was like, holy cow, that was fun. Scarlett holding the rope for Falaba. Well, it was fun, some fun back and forth here. I enjoyed it for what it is. It's it's a little bit of intergender wrestling. I don't know if they're gonna keep doing this all the time with Scarlett. I want to see her more in the knockouts division. But for now, what they're doing with her, I think is fun. It's okay, I'm good with it for now. Somewhere down the line, I certainly want to see her mix it up with Taya. Jordan Grace, and then I think we're really gonna get away from this comedy. But for now, with Fala, that's fun. They put her with him. He kind of, I'm not gonna say Fala needs someone, but we're used to seeing someone with Fala Ba like KM. There is no more KM. And what I found out recently is he wasn't just let go. He is taking a much needed break. I didn't realize he's been like wrestling for like 10 years or longer. It was 10, 20, whatever it has been. And his body needed a break. And I get that, So he said goodbye on social media recently, or a see you later. And, hopefully we will see him back soon, because I thought that he and Fala were a decent team. It was a lot of fun. So, Don Callis throwing some shade on him this week again. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something. But that could be just Don Callis being a color commentator, and guys are chatted up in there. We all love a bit of Scarlett Bordeaux. That's right there, Jack. Styles. How about we not talk about Impact? LOL. Just kidding. Yeah, we are going to talk some Impact. That's why we're here, right? Good to see you all here, chatting it up. All good. So yeah, a lot of fun, back and forth. Funniest part of this that I just thought it was crazy was um towards the end of the match. Um that Scarlet Bordeaux gives the stink face, if you will, to Raj Singh, and then Rohit Raju pulls him out of the ring, jumps in the corner, and he's like, come on, yeah, right here, come on, he's like, I need, I need that too. I'm sure Gama Singh's gonna let him have it after that, because it's like, what are you doing? That's you're embarrassing the tag team. You can't be behaving like that. Um, but then she told uh she told Rohit, said, hey, you got to close your eyes, and I'll do it. Pulls Falaba in range, and then opens his eyes because he's like, oh no, that's too much ass, and it was absolutely hilarious. And then Scarlet Bordeaux and Falaba get the win after that. Um, too funny, too damn funny. Uh, riot. Um, Deaners are getting some promos. In fact, let's talk about both of them right away. I'm really excited to see this. I mean, these guys look like they're a lot of fun live. I think I saw they had a match on Explosion. I haven't watched it yet. It's on my to-do list. I'll check that out soon enough. But they are going to debut next week on Impact Television, and that's a week before, or I shouldn't say a week, but a few days before Rebellion. So I don't know if they're going to be on Rebellion or what they're going to do. But with the amount of promos that they're putting out for these guys, I don't foresee them just sticking around for Canadian tapings. I think they're going to use them full time, and that's good because we need fresh blood in there. Every few months, see some new faces here and there. That's great to see, especially the tag team division. I don't think Lucha Bros are sticking around forever. They've got some bigger fish to fry in the soon to near future. So, yeah, it is what it is. I love Lucha Bros on Impact Wrestling. I want to see them stay, but I don't think they are sticking around a few months from now. But we'll see what happens. Can't assume anything right now. Um, so Deaners are gonna arrive next week. Love their love their promos, screaming at each other. Take a swig of beer. Good talk. The tractor one later in the episode, go big or go home or whatever they were saying, and then they switched from the smaller ride-on John Deere to the huge, ride in the cab tractor. That was hilarious, and they're just, whoa, I wish they were, work in bigger places so they actually could ride that thing into like an arena, like a la Stone Cold with the oh god, what the hell was that? The hell do you call that you ride on the hockey rink? Can't think of it. Or beer truck, whatever. You know, funny stuff. Can't wait. So yeah, Deaners arriving next week. Should be a lot of fun. Tommy Dreamer cuts a promo on Fulton, talks a little history, mentions the word sanity. Of course, we know that he originally was in the group Sanity while they were at NXT. I'm going to touch on this just for a minute. Sanity, of course, being broken up in the WWE now. There is no more Sanity. Eric Young is going to be on Raw. Not sure where Damo's going to be, but apparently, um, the other guy, can't think of his name, Wolf, can't think of his name. Apparently, is going to be gone from the main roster, and maybe, possibly, I don't think it's been confirmed yet, is going to be shipped off to NXT UK, which I think is appropriate. Um, if you're not going to use them, put them over somewhere internationally where they originally came from, and they can do some good over there. Um, so we'll see what happens with those guys. But just interesting that they were talking about, that Tommy Dreamer dropped the word sanity in his promo here, talking about his Fulton's past. So we got that match coming up. Moose versus Dez. This was a lot of fun. Dez in action. We haven't seen him in a while. I mean, we've seen him every week with the promos and stuff, but we haven't seen him in the ring much. Good match against Moose. Dez actually coming out with the upset win. Great to see with the roll up. With the help of his brothers, the Rascals, Wentz and Trey. But it also looks like after this, when Moose cut a promo, that he's going to get some revenge. Maybe Moose brings in some buddies. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got a feeling Moose ain't gonna go away quietly from this one. He's embarrassed. He's angry. Yeah, not looking good for the Rascals. But hey, they get a little time to celebrate. We'll see what happens with them. Let's go back to the chat here for a second. Aaron Jackson says, gotta say, Tessa Blanchard was gold on this week's episode. Loved her segment. Paul Nelson agrees. He said, we need a lot more of these videos because it was damn awesome. Yeah, you're talking about the restaurant promo. I wasn't going to talk too much about it, but it certainly was entertaining. She's looking for, what did she say? Mr. Gail Kim. Her husband, the chef, Irving, I believe his name is. And yeah, in fact, I don't think I wrote anything down anywhere about that. So I'm glad you brought that up because no, I'm looking at my notes and I don't think I wrote anything down. Oh, I did right here. All right, it's coming up here. But yeah, that was funny. Her just abusing all the workers, dumping food on them. You tell him you send him a message, and then Gail, of course, heard what happened. She's not pressing charges. She's like, because that's not how you teach her a lesson. So she's gonna teach her a lesson in a week and a half, just less than a week and a half. At Rebellion when those two finally face off. We get an interesting little promo between Kiera Hogan and Rosemary. I gotta go back and watch and see exactly what they said to each other, but it ended in Rosemary being very angry and attacking Kiera Hogan with her chains. Rosemary, how do I say this? Rosemary is still putting a lot of blame on other people for the demise of Allie. And so one by one, I think she's going after people. And so, yeah, she certainly is going to try to do what she can against Kiera Hogan, even though Kiera Hogan was doing her best to help out in this situation. She's trying to explain that to Rosemary. Rosemary's just not having it. So I wouldn't necessarily call this a heel turn by Rosemary. but it certainly is, um, a little shock. Well, it is shocking, but it isn't shocking. I mean, knowing Rosemary, she wants to. She's gonna do what she's gonna do to avenge the loss of Allie, and this is part of it. So we just got to see how this plays out, I guess. Then, like I said, we had the Tessa Blanchard segment in the the restaurant. Pretty funny. Then we have the match between hardcore icon Tommy Dreamer and someone new to the Impact ring. His first solo match, Madman Fulton. Um, I was very excited to see this. Always happy to see Tommy Dreamer in the ring. Madman Fulton, though, is another kind of monster. I I'm really interested in the way that Sammy Callahan treats him. I mean, he really does treat him like a monster. He's always trying to wrangle him by pulling his hair and stuff like that, trying to control the beast. Sammy ends up getting kicked out of this, but then comes back later. Um, but Madman Fulton, man, he really, oh, Tommy Dreamer just didn't have a chance in this one. He put forth some decent offense at times, but um, Madman Fulton with that finish, my goodness. What did he call that the first week he showed up? He called it better than Baron. That was too damn funny. Too damn funny. I don't know if they've given it a name yet. I don't know what they call that. Um, but yeah, Madman Fulton taking out Tommy Dreamer, and then um, Willie Mack and Rich Swann getting involved, which brings out the entire OVE crew, which just ended in a hot mess. Fulton holding back Willie Mack, and then Rich Swann being held back by the Christ brothers, and Callahan trying to break Dreamer's arm, smashes it in a chair. And this is all, trying to get in the head of Rich Swann, break him down mentally, emotionally. And yeah, I don't know. Later in a segment, we saw Willie Mack and Rich Swann asking the Doc, who we know is not a Doc. I don't know who he is, but I've seen him in other things before. But he's no Doc. He's someone from Anthem, I think, or someone from the company, but nonetheless, someone's got to tell him not to look into the camera while he's talking. Little key things. But for what it's worth, he tells them that he's working on him. He's got to see how he's doing. Cross then comes up to Willie Mack as Rich Swann exits the scene, and they start talking, and Willie Mack is starting to get pretty pissed at Cross, trying to, infer that Rich Swann is just using Willie Mack. It's not having it. So he's like, "Wow, you're talking all this stuff. How about you just, meet me in the ring next week?" So next week it looks like we're getting Cross versus Mack. Can't wait for that. And that's all very interesting because, Cross is still involved in the whole Johnny Impact thing as well, kind of in the background, but he's still there. Critical Slender Man looking bastard. Yeah, that was funny. Thank you for reminding me of that. That's hilarious. I've said it before. Clean shaven Swan equals D'Angelo De Niro. Yeah. Pope is pimping. We miss Pope. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It's almost like it's a completely different person when he's clean shaven. It's crazy. Hilarious. Oh, let's see what else people are saying. Watching Callahan guide Fulton via dreadlocks is gold. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the way he's trying to like I said, control the monster is really funny. When Rich Swan came out, I thought it was Shane Strickland for a moment. Yeah, very similar, clean shaven. Yeah, Shane Strickland recently showing up in the Performance Center down in Florida. He has officially joined NXT. So congratulations to him and former Impact and other international guys. Garza and who was the other one? Oh, Kushida from New Japan. Uh, quite the quite the new little squad there. I'm most vested in Shane Strickland. Oh, I can't wait to see what he does in NXT. I'm happy for him. You know, like I wanted him to go other places and stuff. It is what it is. If that's your goal, like I said, I've said this once, I've said it a million times. I dropped my pen. Who are we? Excuse me. Who are we to be pissed at someone if that's their goal? If they want to go to the WWE someday, then so be it. Then if we are truly their fan, that we should be happy for them. And I'm happy for them. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, all we can do is hope that they use them well. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We'll see what happens. All right, what else is here? They should make Hogan and Mama Pump a tag team. They kind of are. They kind of are. They've hung out before with the whole alley thing. Tommy just doesn't quit getting into Sammy's feuds. Yeah. Those two are always gonna. Yeah. Christopher asking about the potato salad. Oh God, yeah. Those two going back and forth was too damn funny. So, yeah. Crazy stuff there. Good segment. Gotta love Killer Cross. Can't wait to see these two next week. Killer Cross versus Willie Mack. And I want to see more for Killer Cross, but as long as they're using him well, I don't care how they use him. Because no matter what Killer Cross does, I think it's gold. So it is what it is. I'm digging it, and he and Mac are going to put on a great match, I'm sure. Talked about that other Diener tractor promo. Talked about that. Next, we got Madison Rayne versus Taya. Did not expect to get a Madison Rayne win over Taya. That was shocking. Absolutely shocking. They put on a decent match. It was all right. I know I've had some opinions about Madison Rayne, and not every match you see from every person is going to be, a 5-star match or whatever. But this was okay. Anderson Foster, what up, J Boone? What is up? Cheers. Thanks for joining. Crack a cold one. Kick back. Talking some Impact. Um, so this is interesting because she gets a win over the champ. And what happens when you get a win over the champ? You get a shot, right? Are they going to turn that Jordan Grace versus Tayet Rebellion into a three-way? I don't know. Maybe she'll get her shot next week right before the pay-per-view. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Paul Nelson asks, did Sabu sign along with RVD? I doubt it. I haven't heard anything about Sabu at all after the United We Stand show. Wait, was it? Yeah, the United We Stand, the one Mania weekend, or week, whatever. But no, RVD signed. I'm sure they talked to Sabu to see how he was doing, but I think Sabu's pretty banged up. You know what though? I wouldn't doubt it if we do see some surprises during the Philadelphia tapings. So um I'm sure the communication is going to be kept open. I haven't heard anything negative. Like we do sometimes about Sabu. Sometimes he shoots his mouth off, gets into trouble, says some racial things and whatever. So yeah, he's not my favorite cup of tea right now, but I still respect him as a wrestler. Guess he lost his Twitter. I have no idea why. No, I'm not going to take the blame for that. I could, but I'm not going to. Aaron Jack says, J-Bo, do you reckon there be a few surprises at Rebellion pay-per-view next Sunday night? Yes, absolutely. Critical Sting heard about Flamita. He's reportedly got high interest from Impact. Yeah, I know that he's was in a tag team with Bandito. Bandito has signed to Ring of Honor, so I have no doubt that they're trying to sign him so that they can be a tag team as well, or um, But if it's someone hot on the Indies, there usually is some kind of bidding war. I know Ring of Honor stuff is obviously more exclusive in a sense. They don't necessarily play nice with other companies like MLW works with Impact. Excuse me. You're not going to see that. So, but yeah, I haven't heard much about him, but I have heard of him and I've seen some of his stuff. So, and we'll see. There's a lot of free agents out there getting signed and getting chances. So, yeah. I'm trying to think where I just saw him. I can't remember. I just saw him in a match. I don't know if it was a Ring of Honor match or if it was or MLW. I don't know. I forget. But anyways, back to Impact. So yeah, Madison Rain gets a win over Taya. We'll see what happens with that. Paul Nelson says, what happened with the lady with LAX? She got injured right after they introduced her, and I don't think they brought her back after that. Just bad timing. I don't think it was necessarily anything super negative on her part. I'm not sure. But Scott, yeah, that's right, Critical Sting. Yeah. Every fan has let Scott and Don know about it. They know that the fans want Diamante back. I think that's her name, Diamante. I did see a headline recently. I did not read the article, but that Thunder Rosa um, does have interest with Impact Wrestling. I think that's awesome. She's a free agent now. She can do whatever she wants. I know she's big down south, down in Texas. She's got some stuff going on down there and working all through the Indies and Ring of Honor. I thought she was signing with Ring of Honor. Apparently, she hasn't, but she has worked with them here and there over the last few months or whatever. So we'll see. Would love to see her too. Always room for young, up and coming, you know, ladies to enter the knockouts division. So yeah, there's a handful I'd love to see out there. Thunder Rosa, I'd love to see Evilise as well. If we're talking Lucha Underground, stuff. So we'll see. A lot of 2019 left. I'm sure there's going to be a few more surprises around the corner, depending on who you're watching. Johnny Impact has a cute little interview with roving reporter. And Johnny Bravo is now a pool boy, ladies and gentlemen. I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was Cross standing over Johnny Impact during the interview with the pool, whatever tool. I don't know what you call that. I don't have a pool, but that was too damn funny. And so yeah, Johnny Bravo, man of many talents, screwing other people and helping Johnny Impact and cleaning pools. Still waiting on Shotzi though. Oh, Shotzi, yeah. Well, I'm sure she'll come back sometime. Till next time, guys. Peace out. All right, Paul. Thanks for joining. You take care. Excuse me. My goodness. Almost time to wrap it up. It's starting to lose my voice, apparently. Let's see. Then we got a segment of Brian Cage absolutely losing his ever-loving mind. He's trying to choke out Don Callis and freaking him out. I love Don Callis just absolutely overselling the hell out of that and falling down next to the announcing table there with Josh. But Brian Cage is pissed, and he has a reason to be pissed, but he's got to be careful about how he goes about this. He can't be too much of a hothead. He like Lance Storm said backstage, you gotta stay professional. And as many times as Brian Cage has been screwed, that's not easy. Excuse me. That's not easy. Considering everything that he's gone through to try to get the championship and go through challenges and jumping through hoops and being patient, and Brian Cage is he's like, that's it. He's had it. And you can't blame him. So then, he goes after Don Callis, and I love it. Don Callis is like, I'm just an announcer. Okay. I think it's hilarious whenever he does that. He said that to Conan recently too. He's like, I don't know why people keep coming after me. It's because you're an executive VP, man. He's a man of many. Man wears many hats. Yes, many hats. So throws Don Callis down. Don Callis selling the hell out of it. It's awesome. He's like, he's dying. Goes backstage, finds Scott D'Amore. Scott D'Amore is like, he calls him something. I don't remember what he called him, but he was like, that big dumb idiot better not come back here. Whatever he says, turns around. Oh, hi, Brian. Oh, it's too damn funny. Too damn funny. And he's like, I'm tired of getting screwed. What are you gonna do about this? And then Lance Storm steps in and is like, hey, you need to settle down and chill out, and tries to, let calmer heads prevail. And critical stick, meat-headed moron. Well, you got all these, dude. You remember all these little fine points. Thank you, critical stick. Meat-headed moron. Yes. That's yeah, I would not be one to call Brian Cage a meat-headed moron behind his back or to his face, because that's just probably not the smartest thing you're going to do in that 24-hour period of your life. Yeah, not yeah. Much better ways to live your life than to call Brian Cage a meat-headed moron. Oh, goodness. Too damn funny. So Lance Storm is trying to calm down Brian, and Scott's like, oh, yeah, Lance Storm, special guest referee. Yes, great. And Brian Cage is like, all right, fine. Storm's off. And Lance Storm is like, wait, what? And Scott D'Amore is like, I love it when a plan comes together. So apparently, Lance Storm is now the special guest referee or enforcer. I'm not sure exactly how they're entitling it. I don't know if he's going to be the only one there or he'll be at ringside. I'm not sure how they're going to do this. We'll have to see. But either way, Lance Storm is going to be a part of the match between the Impact champion, Johnny Impact, defending against Brian Cage. Oh my goodness. And that's great. It's great to see someone like Lance Storm being used in a company like this. I mean, he's up in Canada. Why not? And if I'm sure that's also part of Don Callis. They used to have a podcast together. I don't think Lance Storm is part of it anymore. Now it's someone else than Don Callis. And I haven't listened to their show in a while, but they do have a good podcast. And I can never remember what the hell it's called. I think I have a bookmark for it somewhere, but yeah, good show. Just call Kid Ref. Yeah, critical stink, totally. Kyle Iverson says, smash this podcast is awesome. Well, you're awesome for being here. Thank you, man. Killing the town. That's right, critical sting. Oh my God. This guy's got all the answers. You're making me look bad. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. No, I appreciate it when all my smashers jump into chat and help me out when I forget these little details. Just love this old senile bastard. Just love me. So Lance Storm is going to be involved in the match. I'm going to have to double check and see exactly. They'll reiterate it next week. Right before the show. We'll see. You don't know why. You just happen to remember some facts. So, much appreciated. So then we get into the main event. After all that chaos, the Impact Tag Team Championship match between the champs, the Lucha Brothers. Wow, how about that get up that they wear to the ring now, looking like some samurai warriors. Holy cow. That's awesome. One's in the black, one's in the gold. It's awesome. Lucha Brothers, the champs, Pentagon and Phoenix, against a very hungry Eddie Edwards and soon to be out the door, Eli Drake. Of course, at the time they did this, I'm sure he didn't realize it, which is it's going to make next week even more awkward because I'm sure this was supposed to lead up to Eli Drake versus Eddie Edwards. Unless that match actually happens next week on the show, but we got to wait and see what happens. Aaron Jack says, really liking Josh and Don more every week on commentary. Very entertaining to listen to. Yeah, yeah. When they started out, I was like, I mean, number one, I was a little shocked because I know that Don Callis does commentary for New Japan when he's out there. And, I'm not sure. I mean, Don can pretty much do whatever the hell he wants. He's an executive VP. So if he wants to be on commentary and he thinks he can help, which he is, he's gonna. But yeah, Don is a great mind in the world of wrestling. And I think him being at the side of Josh Matthews is tremendous. Yeah, I mean, they feed off each other really well, in my opinion. Over the course of this last several months, they've become I would say, one of my favorite commentary teams. You know, I'm probably my current favorite. I gotta say. Um, but I'm liking Rich Bocchini and Jim Cornette at ringside at MLW stuff. And I didn't think I'd say that because, sometimes you can you like some of the stuff Jim Cornette's talking about, and sometimes you don't like him. It depends on the topic. I mean, if you ignore him on social media, he's much more likable on MLW. I'll put it that way. Okay, is when he's talking about what he's watching or something historical, like he was doing on the Dark Side of the Ring stuff. That stuff was great. When you're talking about Jim Cornette referring to something in the past, giving a little wrestling history on something, that stuff is great. But yeah. So just ignore him on social media and it's all good. Heard Eli's music one last time. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens next week. There's one more show before Rebellion. I have no clue I have no clue how they're playing this. I mean, obviously, it looks like it was leading to a match between Eli Drake and Eddie Edwards. But what we don't know yet, unless you look at spoilers, and I don't look at Impact spoilers, I don't know what's happening next week, if they're actually having a match or no. So, um, thank you, Kyle. Thank you. But yeah, good match between the Lucha Brothers and Eddie Edwards and Eli Drake. Great back and forth. LAX distracts the Lucha Brothers, which, usually when stuff like that happens, you know, whoever's defending and they get distracted, they're going to lose. Well, that wasn't the case here. Just bad timing on the case of Eddie Edwards and Eli Drake, and Lucha Brothers come out with a win here. And then, I mean, you could see this a mile away, just knowing Eli Drake's character. He hugs him at the end, and then attacks him. No surprise. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because we know Eli Drake is not with the company anymore. We know this is pretty much the last we're going to see him. Like I said, we don't know what's happening next week. We'll find out soon enough. And then, I feel bad for Eddie Edwards because this leaves him high and dry. You know, Eli Drake can go on to do whatever. He'll be fine. But now Eddie Edwards is left. What is he going to do? I'm certainly excited to see what he's going to do next. But whatever he does, if he does anything at Rebellion, is going to be impromptu with no buildup. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. Maybe he'll jump in the whole thing with Tommy and Willie Mack and be ringside with Rich Swann in that mess. I don't know. We'll see. But that pretty much does it for this. Thank you for everyone coming in the chat and blowing it up and chatting it up with me. Next week's lineup, Critical Sting says, good effing night. You know what? Let's look at it real quick because I haven't even. Let's jump on the old Twitter box for a minute. This will just take a moment. Oh, look at that. I'm like, come on, type in stuff in the search thing, and the search thing is not working. Okay. Let's look at. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Okay, so we've got LAX and Brian Cage versus Lucha Brothers and Johnny Impact. Holy shnikes. We got Killer Cross versus Willie Mack. We knew that one. We've got Rosemary in action. Doesn't say against who. I'm guessing Kiera Hogan. Maybe someone local. Don't know. And Rich Swann goes to the OVE compound. Oh, Rich Swann. Why would you do that? My goodness. Seriously. That's not. Oh, should we give him his last rites right now? Yeah, I mean, that certainly looks like a loaded show. We'll see what happens. Certainly plenty of stuff left open to the imagination building up to Rebellion. Styles says, good shit tonight. Well, thank you, my brother. What is up, Andre? You came in at the last minute. That's all right. You showed up. That's all that matters. Critical Sting says, I usually hate 6-man tags, but I'm not mad about that one. No, that's loaded. I mean, that's all your top guys in a match right there. I can't wait to see that. I agree, Aaron Jack. So, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you, Kyle. You've certainly made my heart feel warm tonight with all the awesome comments, and you're awesome too. So don't forget to, if you are new here, smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits yo screen. We're out of here. We'll be back probably tomorrow night. We'll do something Shield related. They are doing that special on the network. It is their final match, apparently. We'll see who against. I haven't heard. And I mean, those are my boys. So yeah, it gets me kind of, perclipped. It'll be an emotional night for those guys. It is literally the last hurrah. So yeah, might have to do something live for those guys. After or during, we'll see. Because I don't exactly know what if it's just going to be them doing their match. It's supposed to be like at 8:30 tomorrow night or something. We'll see. But nonetheless, folks, thanks for tuning in. Much love. The audio for this will be up tomorrow over on Wrestle Addict Radio on iTunes, Anchor FM, Spotify, amongst a few other places. Please go check out the rest of that team over there and go check out WrestlingWithWrestling.com. Founder Andre Corbeil, who is in the chat. Go check out his stuff too. Awesome guy. And yes, I know, Andre, I need to get my shit together and get more stuff on there. I've been slacking there, and I apologize. I'm working on it. We'll catch up with MLW next week. The Riot, whatever. Oh my god, I can't think of what the hell it's called. The Raging Riot 2, whatever the hell it was called. The big special they just had. We'll talk about that and some other stuff going on in MLW, and catch up there as well. All right. Take care, guys. You got Battle Riot. Thank you once again, Critical Sting. Yeah, 5 stars for Critical Sting over there. So, good night, folks. Take care.